is Dr. Matt Borer, and today I'm going to be talking about how to forgive yourself after becoming the victim of somebody with narcissistic personality disorder. One of the things that I deal with mostly with my clients is, one, realization that the relationship that they've been in or their partner that they've had for 20 plus years at times wasn't exactly who they thought they were. The second part, though, and the more challenging part, is being able to forgive yourself for not seeing what the other person was presenting, not seeing the abuse, not recognizing all of the things and putting it all together to see that this person that you were with actually was wearing a mask, per se. One of the things that typically people with narcissistic personality do when finding a partner is they're going to find somebody who is forgiving, somebody who is empathic, somebody who is empathetic, somebody who is going to be more forgiving and willing to give second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth chances. Somebody with a very positive outlook on life. Okay, so on one end, this is a compliment to you because you were chosen for all of those positive values. At the same time, those positive attributes ended up hurting you in this situation. I know you can think of a dozen times in which you forgave your ex or the narcissist that you were with for all kinds of things, whether it be gaslighting, whether it be abusive tactics, whether it be being irresponsible, whether it be lying, whether it be making up stories, cheating, all kinds of things. You forgave, you forgave, you forgave. It's what makes you you, it's what makes you great, and it's also what got you in trouble here. Okay. Typically when you start dating somebody with narcissistic personality disorder or even a narcissistic tendencies, a lot of what happens is there's a psychological principle called the foot in the door technique. What this is essentially, if we can get our foot in the door and attempt to get somebody to go along with what we're doing. If it's a political campaign, you could use the example in saying, somebody calls you and says, hey, would you mind donating $5 to this campaign? Well, you might say, sure, I'll donate $5 to the campaign. Well, now their foot is in the door, right? Now when they call you and say, would you mind if I put a sign up on your door, on your lawn? You're gonna be more likely to go along with it because you've already donated to the campaign. So you're just gonna say, okay, well I donated, so I'll put the sign up. From the sign can go volunteer, etc., etc. So they're gonna get you to, they're gonna test you to see if they can get their foot in the door. Now typically they have, obviously, because you wouldn't be watching this video if they hadn't. But most people fall for that because of the fact that we're in that initial stage of love bombing. We're in that initial tunnel vision, what I call trance without hypnosis at the beginning of a relationship. But we don't see what's outside. We don't see the red flags. And so we're more likely to get our foot in the door. Maybe they say something about their childhood. Maybe they say something about their ex. All my exes are crazy, or something along those lines. It tests your ability to be okay with whatever it is that they said. Okay, once that foot in the door is in, they now know that they're more likely to have somebody who could fall in line and be a good partner for them and their abuses. Okay. Another thing that happens during the relationship is called cognitive dissonance. Now, it's a typical psychological principle in that rather than changing our behaviors, we change our thoughts about our behaviors, okay? So instead of saying, oh my gosh, my husband or wife is a terrible narcissist, we say, well, they're having a bad day, or it wasn't their fault, or, you know, yes, they yelled at me, but I provoked it, or they had to lie because I do overreact at things. So you're not changing your behavior, right? The behavior would be to get mad, to leave, to go to therapy, something along those lines. But instead, you change your thinking about the behavior rather than the behavior because it's easier to essentially rationalize. Cognitive dissonance is another good word for rationalization. Remember, most people don't figure out that they're with a narcissist for years. It's a very slow burn, okay? They do things subtly. They don't come and beat you up on the first date. They slowly build, they slowly progress, they gaslight. And before you know it, you're married, you have kids, and all of a sudden, the stars are aligning and you're starting to see what it is that you have in front of you. Assuming they haven't left for some other reason or done something else that's terrible before you realize it. It's not your fault. It's unfortunate that you were in this situation. It sucks. It's hurtful. It's awful because all of the things that you thought you knew aren't necessarily true. Did this person love me? Yes, they did love you in the way that they knew how. They loved you in a self-serving way. A lot of what you heard probably was not true. Probably was an exaggeration. I always say that narcissists, it's about 90% lie, 10% truth. So there's always a little bit of truth in there, just a little, just enough to keep you guessing. When they leave all kinds of shattered memories and lives. And one of the first things that you have to do is forgive yourself for getting into this relationship, for believing, for falling for it, because forgiving yourself for not seeing what was there is a really important step in getting over this, feeling better, being able to live your life free of the narcissist, or at the very least, narcissist adjacent if you're divorced and have children or something along those lines. Remember, forgive yourself. You were taken advantage of, you were duped. If you like this video, please like it, please subscribe to the channel. I'll try to put as many up as possible. And if you need anything, contact me on my email. Thank you.